What's up, Cartmasters? Nightside here for the first time in a long time, with an informational video on all the longsword mechanics covered so far in Monster Hunter Rise. Although the actual gameplay for longsword was only demonstrated for about 10 minutes, there is actually a lot of information that could have easily been missed. Though I'm sure you've seen other videos including translations of the gameplay stream, and potentially other breakdowns, my goal is to present everything to you in a nice, clean package for easy reference. That being said, let's get to it. It seems that Longsword, and likely for the other 13 weapons, will share the majority of their base moves from Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Weapon actions such as the Foresight Slash, Special Sheathe, Helm Breaker, and etc. all return, some of which have changed. Our favorite go-to option to basically evade and attack through a lot of things is back, this time with a blue aura. Contrary to Iceborne, the Foresight Slash does not exhaust your stamina gauge, only your spirit meter. This is actually very surprising because the stamina use in Iceborne felt fair considering the fact that the proc window was super generous. Unfortunately, the attack never successfully procced in the stream, but with the exception of the lack of stamina usage, I'm sure the move is still the same. The Special Sheath comes back with pretty much no change. Unfortunately, the Iai Slash or the two advancing strikes never hit the Tetranodon, so we can't tell if you get really tight iframes or if landing the attacks give you spirit regen. Regardless, it'll most likely be our best option in chaining attacks, including attacks like the Helm Breaker. The Iai Spirit Slash seems to have been overhauled in more ways than one. As you can see from the footage, the hunter still gets iframes from the move, but it also looks like there are a total of 4 hits. The first hit seems to be like a hit confirmation, with the last 3 bursting shortly after. You may recall that in Iceborne, the second hit of the Iai Spirit Slash had an issue with the hitbox where there was a chance the move could completely whiff, depending on the position of the monster. Call me optimistic, but Longsword mains may finally rejoice because it looks like they may have finally fixed the worst imperfection of the move. The most interesting change comes from the spirit level gain. In Iceborne, if you didn't time the Iai Spirit Slash perfectly, you would lose 1 level of spirit gauge, whereas perfect timing lets you keep your spirit level. In Rise, it seems that perfect timing actually makes you gain 1 level of spirit gauge, which is absolutely nuts. It's almost as if it's become Foresight Slash 2.0. It goes without saying, but the Clutch Claw has been replaced by the Wirebug, and most likely with it, no tenderizing. Thank you, RNGesus. As we've seen from the gameplay demonstrations, the Wirebug will be important to not only traversing and scaling the environment, but also in combat. Though this falls under a general scope, it's important to note that we've been giving a proper recovery option, or Ukemi. Though we may not know all the situations we can use it, it looks like we can use the Wirebug to pull ourselves out of the grounded status and when we've been sent flying in a direction. In World and Iceborne, you would use Slinger ammo to get yourselves out of these pinches. As with other Wirebug actions, the Ukemi will consume 1 Wirebug gauge, so while we won't have to worry about Slinger ammo anymore, gauge management can still be the difference between eating an attack or taking longer to get up. It'll be interesting to see if attacks that launch the player will also be recoverable via Wirebug. On the other hand, it's doubtful that abnormal statuses, tremors, and roars are recoverable. There's no name for this particular attack, but for now, I'm calling it the Wired Sakura Slash. This move was demonstrated in the online trailer that was updated to show more weapons. The hunter slides with the Wirebug and performs a double spirit round slash, or basically Generation Ultimate Sakura Slash. As it was never demonstrated in-game, the following is pure speculation. The attack most likely will consume 1 Wirebug gauge similar to other moves, and if I had to take a guess, it'll also expend 1 spirit gauge level. Perhaps there's a chance that this will also vary in damage depending on what level of spirit gauge you have. The Hishou-Giri, or literally Flying Slash, is the longsword's Wirebug action. Using the Wirebug to launch the hunter, the attack starts off with a kick that launches the hunter into the air, followed by a downward stab that hits multiple times. This seems to be how they translated the Clutch Claw attack from Iceborne into Rise. With the exception of the starter, the attack animation is basically shared. The attack expends 1 Wirebug gauge and has a longer cooldown compared to traversal actions with the Wirebug. Successfully landing the attack provides spirit meter regen, which is integral in keeping up your DPS. If you have no spirit gauge level, the Flying Slash will be performed. Otherwise, everyone's favorite anime attack is back, and damn, does it look stylish. When you have at least white spirit level, the Flying Slash turns into the Helm Breaker. Though it's hard to tell, the hunter looks like they can control the direction of the slash. The overall animation is also faster, in addition to looking swag as heck. It's important to note that you do not receive spirit regen on a successful hit, contrary to World and Iceborne. We may have to rely on Iai Slash for spirit regen unless there's a way to control between Flying Slash and Helm Breaker. Probably safe to say though, that the Helm Breaker is still the best DPS option. Finally, but certainly not least, the Sui-Getsu no Kamae, or literally Water Moon Stance. It's a counter-type move similar to Generation Ultimate's Critical Juncture. It expends 2 Wirebug gauges and when activated, also expends 1 spirit gauge level. The window of activation seems pretty generous. Once the player's Wirebug net is hit, the counter will activate. It also links directly into the third attack from the Spirit Gauge combo, which can be immediately followed up with the Spirit Round Slash to get your Spirit Gauge level back. This is just speculation, but perhaps with higher levels of Spirit Gauge, the attack may hit much harder, similar to Critical Junctures 1 through 3, varied in strength. And there you have it. This should cover all the longsword mechanics up to date. As the gameplay footage showing the longsword in Rise is very limited, there is still a lot more that may still be discovered. Longsword has always been an aggressive weapon, and now, with Monster Hunter Rise, seems to have gained even more offensive options. It'll be interesting to see as we get closer to the release date just how much the longsword can change. How do you feel about the changes and additions for longsword in Monster Hunter Rise? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon to see when I post my next video. And check me out on Twitch for my live shenanigans where I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 PM Pacific time. Until next time, Kartmasters, get mad, get sad, have fun. Bye!